Welcome back to my channel, gentlemen. Well, on this video we shall discuss the excuse the space in here. It's a sleeper of my truck where behind me you can see basically my office back here, and I'm now in the living quarters of a 76-inch space. Doesn't sound much, but it'll do as I'm rolling for you ladies and gentlemen. And you got, well, now we discussed the diversity that this attire that I'm wearing can be switched up for occasions with your headwear. Currently, gentlemen, as you can see, I'm wearing my Borks & Scott wool felt fedora in a silver gray color, the teardrop fedora to be exact, with an earth tone headband. Very nice hat, by the way. Very nice hat, by the way. So, now on to a, in my case, bespoke made fine fur felt bowler of the English gentleman. This is of a higher dome, handmade in Greece by the well, I probably mispronounced that, Angoshios. Greek is not my language, but it's HNC Headworks. I don't know if you can see it. Well, maybe if I did step out of the light a little bit. It comes with the signature and the headband lining from the header himself. I chose the silver inner lining, silk lining. It fits very true to size. As you can see, gentlemen, this particular version of the bowler is one of many that are depicted in history and that have been worn in history, depending on the region where the first original one from English traders been introduced. And then the further shapes and forms of the heads, those are result of head makers that copied the original in their own version and with their own materials they had available at the time. This particular one is fine fur felt made, and as you can see from the side, it has a rather straighter up curled brim on the sides from the rear, and the other side. So this one here would be a nice gentleman's version of a bowler for businesses like bankers, for example, to wear. It's a really nice hat. I'm really pleased. Now, gentlemen, we off to a more English version of a bowler. This one here runs a little bit smaller on me, unfortunately, because I did got it not bespoke. I just it's fur felt. I just got it off the internet from Heads in the Belfry, or Belfry is the company, which is supposed to be, in my case, a 55, but this apparently runs a little bit smaller to sit more lower, but like this, it still looks elegant, with the lower crown. This is now more of the English original, based by Lock & Co. The first headers that have been committed to do what is known now as the bowler. And as you can see, that it's way more curved on that brim here. It's rear. And the other side. And the front. And as you can tell, it has a lower crown and a little bit more stiffer than the other bespoke. This crown here is not as stiff like this one, but it's nice too. And I do have it actually be dispatched by the end of next week. Fine fur felt bowler by Swain London, Herbert Johnson version of the bowler in a guard weight. Once I shall have it, I will do a video on that subject too, and the comparison with the bowlers that I do have in my collection. Now off to a version by Stetson, the US Headers company, of the famous German header that originally been worn as a hunter's hat in Germany by gentlemen. We're talking about none other than the Homburg hat, which is similar to a it's a stiff hat, by the way. It's similar to like a Trilby, which I don't have with me right now, and the Fedora as far as the dome. Similar, it's not quite exact, but similar from the crown height, except fedoras are crushable. This here has just like the bowler, upturned brim, which makes it a much more sturdy. And this, a hat like this, you can see it's Stetson. Is an original Stetson, which I did get through Village Hatters, by the way, if someone wonders. Fits true to size. This is more like famous from Winston Churchill, for example, and the Duke of Edinburgh was the first royal family gentleman which did buy this in Bad Homburg, Germany, spa town. And from there, this hat started evolving into fashion, mainstream, and became famous, that style, outside of German boundaries, which you can see also has this slight upcurl side brim here. The rear, the other side, and a hat like this can be worn with your stroller or lounge suit, which is essentially what a German gentleman wore, similar to a morning suit of the English gentleman. What is style a hat with it, with a dark color business jacket, like of a charcoal gray or black, something of that nature, paired with the cashmere stripe trousers and the patent black leather dress shoes. And with that you have what's known or referred to as stroller, or also a Stresemann, named after the German political gentleman, last name Stresemann, was seen wearing a business attire with the Homburg, and from there it became fashion in Germany and spread from there during World War II and beyond. So this style of hat would be nice for getaways on Sundays, like in church, or other business formal occasions, meetings, even politicians, including US politicians. So it's one of my favorite hat styles, the Homburg, together with the Baller and top hats when it comes to formal attire and semi-formal of the gentleman in the sartorial world. Now we're gonna go more on the casual side with a highly versatile Panama hat, which is actually made in Ecuador. Just the workers in Panama worn these style of hats very frequent and often, so hence the name Panama hat. Well, this is the front view of it. This is in the fedora style of teardrop. A wider brim, almost like a cowboy western style. Very breathable, by the way, for a tropical climate, and highly versatile. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. Side view, rear, the other side, gentlemen. A really versatile utility hat, which I recommend any gentleman to have in their wardrobe, especially for the tropical climate. You can get away with this lighter weight of wool fedora in the lighter color in tropical climate too. So these two style of hats. Those black ones, not really for the tropical climate, unless you more indoors on climate controlled spaces. So now another one which is good for tropical climate or everyday headwear, which you can dress really easy up and down all year round, except this one is a linen, which is more for the warmer climate. The famous Peaky Blinders, aka Newsboys, which been in the history a headwear of a gentleman of the blue collar work class, because you can easily just crush it and put it into your pocket. When you're ready, get it back out, no harm done. So a head style like this is also highly versatile. This is the 7 panel, which makes it a newsboy or Peaky Blinders because of the short brim here. Gives you some direct sunlight protection. It is different from the Irish flat cap and the other flat caps, which in due time I will make a video on those as well, especially in tweed. Here's the side view of it. Rear, other side, and front again. So also a must-have in a gentleman's sartorial wardrobe. Excuse my hair mess there. I gotta see my stylist again when I do get home. Now another one that seems to be in the sartorial world is one that took over the more elegant brother. Is the baseball cap. Since I don't have other cap right now on hand, I'm using the service hat of mine. Is here. So this seems to be now more a trend of the sartorial world, in my opinion, rather than the tradition, which you now get those type of hats in cashmere and all kinds of high quality, which you cannot really tell because it doesn't really have a logo unless you're in the know for high end. However, these, if you now think the jacket style simulators of a military and the military colors of it, therefore a hat like this does work well on the civilian side, like with my civilian business attire that I'm wearing at the moment, with a very neutral linen white pocket square that has the initial on it of my last name. You zoom in the camera a little bit closer to it. You can see it. Now you can. Right here. Okay. This is by the Fort Belvedere shop. The accessories for gentlemen's attires of high quality and well worth the price, my opinion. So could you pull this off? Depends on your comfort level. If you want to wear a baseball cap with it, now the uniform style baseball cap comes across a little bit more different. So I suppose for me, I could still pull it off, even so I yet feel slightly awkward not being in my dress uniform with it. That's a side view. Rear. Other side. And front again. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. In particular, gentlemen. This gives you a pretty good idea on how versatile this, just with the same sport coat by Brooke Tarfner, retailing about $500 US, 100% linen in a window paint pattern, if you want to call it that way, of gray with a light bluish tone. Very versatile, and the same attire you could put off with a navy blazer. Of all these hats that I just showed you, including navy suit jacket and charcoal or black, and even of a earth tones like brown, of a rust color, and I want to say, to go even as far as the multi-brown sport jacket that I actually have at the house. I will do in shorter due time a video on it. It's an unlined of hopsack and linen by Brooks Brothers, which is one of my go-to made-to-measure places that I go to is about an hour away from my home base for my sartorial attires of the gentleman. So, and today I actually been wearing of the House of Boss, Hugo Boss, both of them, a blue and the Unlimited. The Boss Extreme, which is very clean, very fresh, and the Unlimited, also very clean, fresh, tropical, summer vibes. I blended them together today and they lasted me for about, given that my work days run up to 14 hours with the breaks and other things together. So I get about 6 to 8 hours before I got to refreshen up with those two from the House of Boss. Stay tuned for further videos on to style tips, the versatility, especially out of my wardrobe, and how you can do your head choices for headwear. And this one, by the way, I got also from the Village Headers, and the actual headers that made that is Jackson heads. That's the actual headers, also unlined, just the stitched sweatband, and here a little with a liner, I suppose, supposedly just to keep that structure on the front, but yet you don't get the difference when you wear it in tropical climate. So it's not like that you will get hot. So thanks for tuning in and sticking around to the end of this video. If you like those type of content, don't forget to hit the like button to help the algorithm, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Salute.